Today on Rat and Cat, we're going to look at a forest shelter that's been lost for decades and was only recently rediscovered in the Gifford Pinchot National Forest.
This particular shelter was found by a person walking in the forest, and that individual told Dean Robertson with the Mount Adams District, and Dean called us and said, would you like to come up and take a look at this to see if you would restore it?
Definitely have to bring a rake next time, huh?
Most of the shelters that were built in the 30s, either by the CCCs or by the Forest Service, because all of the access was via trail. So when they'd get to a particular place at night, they'd need a shelter, so that they could stay. And there were a lot of trail shelters in the area. Then in the 50s and the 60s, when timber started being a commodity, roads were built, and a lot of these trail shelters were abandoned because they weren't needed anymore. But they weren't destroyed. They were just left. And we're finding some of them, and we're trying to restore them.
Rain.
We have a crowbar.
We're retirees, and we're volunteers for the Forest Service, and we have a passion for old trail shelters that need to be restored.
This one right here.
The cedar shakes and the poles for the rafters and the nailers came from the west side. We hand split all the shakes, and all the stuff that we did was handwork. We'll put up, hopefully today, the rafters and the nailers, and maybe one row of shakes, and then next week we'll be up and finish the shelter, and then have a christening or whatever we want to have with that from the district. And then we'll be gone.